Thanks to everyone here and to those who are listening and watching for your patience through this process. We appreciate it. We've been dealing with a quite complex situation for quite some time now, and we really were looking at all our options. I know I've said that a number of times to the media, and I appreciate the opportunity now that we have to talk about some of those. Now that we have something concrete to share with you, it's our pleasure to do so. Much has been discussed about why we've been studying a change in our conference affiliation. It comes down to two pillars: access and exposure. Being independent increases access to our national following of fans. Every home football game and men's basketball game will now be carried nationally. And we'll be free to broadcast our Olympic sports games as we desire, as often as we please. Two, being independent increases the national exposure of our athletic programs. This is a wonderful opportunity to showcase who I feel are the greatest student athletes in the world. We've actually been looking at this opportunity to improve our fan access and exposure for our teams and our student athletes for years. We've worked long and hard through the proper channels to try and resolve issues that would enhance these two areas. For years, we've tried to do all we could do to put to good use our broadcasting resources that our school is so blessed to have. And much to our disappointment, through the years, there was little improvement in these areas. Eventually, we began to look outside of the unproductive pathways at a set of wider options. Knowing we had a state-of-the-art broadcast facility that was online and nearing completion, as well as an incredible HD truck, high-definition truck, to assist us that was courtesy of our brothers at BYU Broadcasting, we knew we could not let this window of opportunity pass us by. After years of consideration, we determined that there was no time like the present to chart a path towards independence in football. Fortunately, we have a long and fruitful relationship with ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For nearly 30 years, BYU and ESPN have teamed up for some classic football games. For example, last year's matchup in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium against the University of Oklahoma would not have been possible without the influence of ESPN. We are thrilled to announce an 8-year contract with ESPN to broadcast all BYU Cougar home football games. Together, in partnership, ESPN, BYU Athletics, our vision is to play football games across the country against many of the storied football programs in their legendary stadiums, and to have those same highly regarded programs return to Provo and play in Lavelle Edwards Stadium. As our performance warrants it, ESPN can also showcase our teams on SportsCenter and College Game Day, and with promotional spots during their other shows and games on TV. At the same time, we will begin to see live games on BYU TV, which is already on the basic tier on both Dish and DirecTV, as well as over 500 cable systems in 55 million homes across the country and growing every month. BYU TV also has the capacity to broadcast our games internationally to millions and millions more. As you can see, BYU's national fan base will now be able to watch every home BYU football and men's basketball games live on national TV. In addition to the live broadcasts, BYU Broadcasting will also have the ability to do same-day rebroadcasts of every home game and any game to which ESPN has the rights. Fans will also have on-demand access to any of these games, any of these replays, and a library of some of the great BYU games from the past through BYU Broadcasting's online offerings. One of the challenges of being an independent in football is that of scheduling games. With the success of our football and basketball programs, it hasn't been easy to get teams to come to LaVell Edwards Stadium and to the Marriott Center. There is another area where our new partnership with ESPN will benefit us. The top matchmaker in college sports has helped us to secure upcoming games and series with the University of Texas and with Notre Dame, along with some other big-name schools. I'd like to announce a 6-game series with Notre Dame that will run through the year 2020, and there'll be details on those 6 games to follow. Because football schedules are usually determined several years in advance, there will be a transition period of a couple of years before we achieve the full vision of what football independence can become. To that point, we are very grateful to a group of schools in the Western Athletic Conference who have agreed to play us in 2011 and 2012 to help us get started in this endeavor. The final piece of the football independence puzzle is forming a partnership with a conference to be the home of our other programs in the athletic department. Beginning in the fall of 2011, we are pleased to announce that conference will be the West Coast Conference. San Diego, Loyola Marymount, Pepperdine, University of San Francisco, Santa Clara, St. Mary's, Portland, and Gonzaga will be our new partners. The WCC is a great fit for us, and we think they are a great fit for them. We are a great fit for them. Some things on the WCC. 58% of BYU alumni live within the 4 states represented by the WCC schools. Our 8 WCC schools partners are all private, faith-based universities located on the West Coast. All member institutions are located in member cities, less than 2-hour flight from Salt Lake City. The academic profile of the WC schools is very similar to that of BYU. Teams in the West Coast Conference traditionally compete well in the NCAA tournaments with programs like Gonzaga basketball and Portland and Santa Clara women's soccer climbing to the top of the national polls each year. Many other WCC programs have enjoyed national success and will make for great competition for our Cougar team.